Jai Om Vishnupad Pranamhansa Paripradrakacharya Shto Turasata Shri Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Samstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Sham Kun Radha Kunigiri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navadip Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Jamana Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhaktavrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande. Welcome back. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurin Miditam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutade Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Shapadantikam. So we reached text 25. Savasudevanucharam prashantam Prihaspate praktaniyam pratitam Alingya gadham pranayena bhadram Svanama Prichchad Bhagavat Prajanam. Then, due to great love and feeling, Vidura embraced Uddhava, who was a constant companion of Lord Krishna, and formerly a great student of Brihaspati's. Vidura then asked him for news of the family of Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Purport: Vidura was older than Uddhava, like a father, and therefore, when the two met, Uddhava bowed down before Vidura, and Vidura embraced him, because Uddhava was younger, like a son. Vidura's brother Pandu was Lord Krishna's uncle. So, how is that? Vidura's brother Pandu is Lord Krishna's uncle?
Kunti was aunt actually.
Right. So Kunti is the sister of Vasudeva and the husband of Pandu. So Pandu is Lord Krishna's uncle. And Uddhava was a cousin to Lord Krishna. According to social custom, therefore, Vidura was to be respected by Uddhava on the level of his father. Uddhava was a great scholar in logic, and he was known to be a son or disciple of Brihaspati, the great learned priest and spiritual master of the demigods. Vidura asked Uddhava about the welfare of his relatives, although he already knew that they were no longer in the world. This inquiry appears very queer, but Srila Jiva Goswami states that the news was shocking to Vidura, who therefore inquired again due to great curiosity. Thus his inquiry was psychological, not practical. There was for the Shakespeare buffs, there's a place in Macbeth that illustrates the same thing. Let's see if I have it. I might. And I might not. I guess it doesn't matter that much anyway. You didn't come here for Shakespeare, right?
Shakespeare makes the Shakespeare statements that you give, they make for a very nice argument.
You like Shakespeare, okay. That's fine.
It's one of the Karma seminars that we gave.
Okay, let's see. Oh, this is Macbeth. Macbeth has, there's another person, Macduff, and Macbeth has killed Macduff's wife and children. Not personally, but he contracted to have them killed. So now someone named Ross is bringing the news. Your castle is surprised. They've taken your castle by surprise. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. And then Macduff says, well, there's some intervening, someone says, merciful heavens, but then Macduff says, my children too? Now he's already been told, your wife and your children have been savagely slaughtered. He says, my children too? And Ross says, wife, children, servants, all that could be found. Then let's see. Macduff says, my wife killed too? He's already been told this. My wife killed too? Russ, I have said. Then there's some intervening dialogue. He says, all my pretty ones? Did you say all? All? What? All my pretty chickens and their dam, their mother, at one fell swoop? So it's again an example of questions that are psychological rather than practical. Practical thing was the message was given the first time. Your wife's been killed, your children have been killed. But he asked, my children too? My wife too? All of them? He says, I've already told you that. So it's not a practical question, it's a psychological question, because he was in shock. So the same principle applies here, that the Kauravas have all been killed and the Yadus have all been killed. And this is shocking for Vidura. He already knew it, so he didn't need to ask Uddhava, but therefore the question is psychological rather than practical. Okay, any question here?
In modern day, is it kind of similar to post-traumatic stress disorder?
Post-traumatic stress disorder, yeah, they just gave it a name, that's all. It's been around since 5,000 years and more, but they gave it a name, post-traumatic stress disorder or syndrome. Yeah.
Isn't that different ones? But this is a behavior in war.
In?
This PTSD. It is related to the war. How is it similar to PTSD?
Well, now you're asking for clinical information. I was going to say, you can ask about Bhagvatam, but don't ask more about Macbeth. So instead you're asking about PTSD, and you want me to... But from what I understand, and the medical men in the audience can confirm, it's come to public attention because of the Vietnam War especially, and so many soldiers, especially American soldiers, who came back shocked and disoriented and traumatized. But it's not limited to war. If you see your family, like I had, for example, a girl that I went to school with was driving to college. Her father was driving, she and her sister and mother were in the car. They had a flat tire, and the girls got out to fix it. The father and the girls got out to fix it, and a drunk driver came and killed all three of them. So you can imagine how the mother was traumatized. So there's other ways to be traumatized than in war. Yes.
Like sometimes devotees like during the lectures we can quote Shankaracharya and Chanakya also and Shakespeare. So it similarly can be for the reference or for preaching purpose can be good like Goswami Tulsidas or Kabir. That reference can be also given for
Kabir, Tulsidas, Rabindranath Tagore, but careful, because if we start mixing too much, then it becomes a class about Tulsidas or Shakespeare or Rabindranath Tagore. But Prabhupada sometimes quoted, although Prabhupada considered Tulsidas Ramayana Ramcharitamanas less than fully authoritative, he quoted it sometimes. There were some verses that he approved of, Ratko Dakini, a few others. There's a place where Tulsidas puns on putra and mutra. He says if the son is not a devotee, then he's not putra, he's mutra. So he's not a son, he's urine. Because the sun and the urine come from the same channel. So if he's not a devotee, then he's not putra, he's mutra. Saint Tulsidas says. So Prabhupada has quoted Tulsidas. Sometimes Prabhupada himself has quoted Shakespeare. I never heard him quote Kabir.
Yeah. Married life is legal as prostitution. Married life is legal as prostitution.
Is what?
Married life is legalized prostitution sometimes.
Married life is?
Legalized prostitution.
Legalized prostitution. Is that Kabir?
Came from Shakespeare. Prabhupada said it.
From Shakespeare?
Yes.
I can't say. Could be. A lot of things come from Shakespeare that we don't even know come from Shakespeare. So anyway, we can even probably quote Shankaracharya, who we certainly don't agree with, but sometimes we agree with him. Like when he says, Narayana Paro Vyaktat, and Sa Narayan Devaki Putra. So Prabhupada quotes that. The principle there is that there's no greater authority you can't quote an authority greater than the authority accepted by the person you're talking to. Right? You can quote Bhagavad Gita, but if the person doesn't accept Bhagavad Gita, then for him it's not regarded as authority, or he doesn't regard it as authority. He regards something else as authority. So if you can quote that something else, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave arguments from the Quran to Chankaji, because that's, for the Chankaji, that was authority. So Mahaprabhu quoted from the Quran. One has to be expert to do these things also. You start messing around with other people's books and other people's shastras, and pretty soon you're in over your head. So a little cautiously Prabhupada did that. Is that okay? Okay. Kachchit Purano Purusho Svanabhya Padmanavrityeha Kilavatirna Asata Urvya Kushalam Vidhaya Kritakshanal Kushalam Shuragehe. Please tell me whether the original personalities of Godhead, who incarnated themselves at the request of Brahma, who is born of the lotus flower from the Lord, and who have increased the prosperity of the world by elevating everyone, are doing well in the house of Shurasena. Prabhupada says that Krishna and Balaram are not two personalities of Godhead, they're the same person. And the immediate expansion of Krishna is Balaram, from Balaram, Sankarshan, Mahavishnu. So Brahma is born from the lotus from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who's an expansion of Baladev, who's an expansion of Krishna. So this indicates that Krishna and Baladev are not subjected to the regulations of the universe. On the contrary, the whole universe is under their subjugation. So they appeared so that to perform superhuman activities so that everyone could become happy and prosperous. Without the grace of the Lord, no one can become happy and prosperous. Then, because the happiness of the family of the Lord's devotees depends on the happiness of the Lord, Vidura first inquired about the well-being of the Lord. Of course, again, the Lord, there's no question of his not having well-being. The Lord is fine, always, but still he's inquiring in that way. Any question? No.
So here it says, because the happiness, that no one can be happy without Krishna become happy, is that says? But
Yasmin tushta jagat tushta.
But sometimes we find in Bhagavad Gita that the third chapter probably Krishna says that you satisfy the demigod, you serve the demigod.
You which?
Third chapter.
Yeah, what?
Ishta kamo dhuk.
Yeah.
According, if you satisfy the demigods, they will supply you what you need.
Yeah. But if you satisfy Krishna, the demigods will automatically be happy. Therefore, you don't separately need to worship the demigods.
It's my incomplete study, definitely, but there is still some happiness without Krishna, isn't there?
Some happiness without Krishna?
Is it there?
Not the slightest bit. Can't even have illusory happiness without Krishna. But whatever yata bhasham, yata bhasha, yata tamaha, whatever appears to be reality or whatever appears to be happiness, it's just like a little flash of light in the darkness. It has no substance. So the appearance of happiness, you could say, well, it's not unlimited happiness, but it's something. But really what it is the reflection of happiness. It's not the real thing.
So, 16th chapter, when it is said, Ye shastra vidhi musrijya.
Partate kamakar, nasasiddhim avapnoti nasukam. Yeah.
So the shastra here means that you accept Krishna as a supreme personality.
Yeah. Or at least you follow Krishna's instructions, then there's some happiness. From another point of view, you could say, okay, happiness. What is happiness? Well, nice family, good money in your pocket, all of that. From a conventional point of view, that's happiness. You can't have that without Krishna's grace. Therefore I said, not even illusory happiness. Anything else? Okay. Kachchit, so these are all kachchit questions. Kachchit kuru nam paramas suhinno bhama saaste sukamanga shaurihi yo vai susri nam pitravad dadati varan vadanyo vadatarpanena. Please tell me whether the best friend of the Kurus, our brother-in-law Vasudeva, is doing well. He is very munificent. He's like a father to his sisters, and he's always pleasing to his wives. Prabhupada said Lord Krishna's father Vasudeva had 16 wives. One of them, Pauravi or Rohini, the mother of Baladev, was the sister of Vidura. Vasudeva therefore was the husband of Vidura's sister, so they were brothers-in-law. And Vasudeva's sister Kunti was the wife of Pandu, Vidura's elder brother, and in that sense also Vasudeva was brother-in-law to Vidura. It should probably be pointed out for the sake of Westerners that family relationships in India are more are broader than family relationships in the West. It's all you're a relative or you're not, and it's all on very close grounds. But in India you can have quite extensive relationships, and even relationships like Chandkaji said that Nilambar Chakravarti was like his nephew? Yeah, used to call him uncle. So that's like in a village relationship. Even in the West, that's sometimes there. Yes, incoming. In my childhood, we had some people we used to address as aunt and uncle, with whom we had no family relationship, no physical, blood relationship, but still we used to uncle them. Although, of course, in Indian culture, anyone who's older is auntie, uncle. Which is a very nice cultural feature, that they're respected. The elders are respected. They're like our uncle, they're like our aunt. It's very nice. So here, they were brothers-in-law, and specifically, Vasudeva used to give special care to Kunti, Prabhupada said, because she was widowed at an early age. It was the duty of the elder brother to treat younger sisters as daughters. So that principle is also there. The women are always to be protected, so we say by the father, by the son, by the husband. Sometimes the father's not there. He dies, or he's out of the picture for one reason or another. Then someone has to take responsibility. So elder brother is the natural candidate, and they would feel responsible that my sister is in difficulty, her husband has died at an early age, so I have to give more care. Vidura also was looking out for Kunti and the Pandavas, because Pandu had died, so Vidura is the younger brother of Pandu. So that means he's like a father to the Pandavas, like a elder brother to Kunti. So they were giving more attention. Any questions? Hare Krishna.
You said the brother becomes like a father to his sister. Kunti had a brother like Vasudeva, but still she had to go through so much suffering.
She also made that complaint.
And Vasudeva also had to go through so much. So like in Krishna consciousness, how much importance we should give to, this?
We have to give it, how much importance do we give to first thing is, no one can protect anyone. That's mentioned by Prahlad Maharaj, that you may have a very strong boat, but still the people may drown. You may have a very good physician, still the patient may die. Child may have very good parents, still he also may die. But finally it's not within any of our hands to protect or save anyone. It's up to Krishna. If he wants someone to live, the person will live. If he wants someone to die, he's gone. So that's the first thing. And we recognize that finally it's up to Krishna. That said, it doesn't mean that everything's up to Krishna. Let him do everything. Why should I take care of my wife? Let Krishna take care of my wife. Why should I take care of my children? Let Krishna take care of my children. Why should I fight the battle of Kurukshetra? Let Krishna kill everyone. Krishna said, I've already killed them, but you should become my agent. So that's also a duty in the Varnashram system, that the parents serve as Krishna's agent for taking care of the child, the husband serves as Krishna's agent for taking care of the wife, the sons later, or the elder brother. It's a part of his service to Krishna. Not that the devotees, they just, I only serve Krishna, and then they throw everything else out, and you get a crazy social structure. They do these things, but they think that this is what I do as my duty for the service of Krishna. And they also know that if Krishna desires, we'll have some success, otherwise nothing will succeed. Is that okay? It's important. ISKCON is sort of, especially in the West, exists in a world of broken family structures. So many families in the West are broken to begin with, and if they're not broken, then someone becomes a devotee and he leaves his family and breaks off the connection that way. And then also because of Western culture, people don't have that, may or may not have that broader sense of extended responsibility. It's not my problem, that's, her problem. How is it my problem? But the ISKCON devotees are going to have to assume these responsibilities if they want to have a functional society. They can't expect that the ISKCON bureaucracy will take care of everyone's needs. The members themselves, especially the grahastas, have to take responsibility. Is that okay? Yes.
Maharaj, how could Arjuna fight the battle with that figure? Because he already knew, Krishna showed him in Bhagavad Gita that I have already killed them. So, similarly, when the result is already known, then how can he fight that battle? Another thing is, where is
it's the opposite. When the result's already known, might as well do it. Just like suppose a legal case, if you know it's practically sure that you're going to win, then why not fight the case? If I don't know, then I may be reluctant, but no, this case is already won. Just put in your application and you'll win. And why should I not? Arjuna is being encouraged that way, that you really can't lose. I've already killed everyone. You just go through the motions. You just a little more than go through the motions, but you act as my agent, nimitta matra, bhava.
So did Arjuna have a choice then?
Yes. Otherwise, Krishna, yatechasita takuru. At the end, Krishna told Arjuna, now I've spoken to you everything. Yata ichchasi tatakuru. You can do as you like. Of course, Krishna says, if you don't do what I say, then you'll be bewildered. You'll be a fool. What is that? Ahankaram ashritya nayotsya iti manyase mityaisha vyavasayaste prakritim what? Niyokshasi? No. Yeah.
1854.
Yadahankaram, 1859. Yadahankaram ashritya, if you take shelter of false ego, nayotsya iti manyase, and you think that you won't fight, mityaisha vyavasayaste, this determination of yours is an illusion. Prakritistvam niyokshati, because by your nature you'll fight anyway. Sabhava jena kontya nibaddha svena karmana. Kartam nechasi yan mohat. Karishya yabashobi. Helplessly, avasha. By your nature, Na ichchasi, even if you don't want to. Okay. Even kartum nechasi yanmohat, even if you don't want to by illusion, still you'll be false. You'll have to do it. But maybe not here. You'll run away from the battlefield, you'll disgrace yourself, and still you'll have to fight. Because it's your nature. So better to do what I say and become successful. What is that? In the 11th chapter. Yeah. Mayahatam stvam jahimavitishta yudyashva. Jitva shatrun bunksha rajam samriddham. Utishta yashalavash. Just get up and fight, and you'll win, and you'll get a flourishing kingdom. You'll defeat your enemies. Because I've already done the work. You just have to do the follow-up, just follow through. Or just like sometimes the father sets everything up, and the son is, all he has to do is, practically fill in the forms or, collect the payment, and the deal is done. But it's done in the son's name. But the father's arranged it. But the son gets the credit that he sealed this very good deal. Because the father takes pleasure in seeing the son get the credit. Anything?
Well, it's not a point, but in the first verse, in the corrector, I heard that Uddhava is a disciple of Brihaspati. So how did he become a disciple of Brihaspati?
How did Uddhava become a disciple of Brihaspati? I have no idea.
Here, when word used it, sorry, when word is sorry, for a Vasudev, the name is given sorry. And I heard something in the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj and some Narsingha Shruti, he's addressing Lord Narsinghadev as a sorry. So what is the exact meaning of this?
Sorry, I don't know.
Here, mention last verse. Sorry.
I mean, I can, let's see. Dictionary just says that it's the name of Vasudeva. But you said that it was elsewhere. Who's addressed that way? Vidura?
I heard him like Narsingha stole somewhere.
Oh, Narsingha.
Yeah, said Prahlad Maharaj addressing to Narsingha.
I don't know. From Shura you get Shora, so heroic. Shall we move on? Before anyone asks me more questions I can't answer. Kachchid varuta dipatir yadunam pradumna aste sukamanga viraha yang rukmini bhagavato bilebhe arajya vipran smaran adi sarge. O Uddhava, please tell me, how is Pradumna, the commander-in-chief of the Yadus, who was Cupid in a former life? Rukmini bore him as her son from Lord Krishna, by the grace of Brahmins whom she pleased. Purport: according to Srila Jiva Goswami, Smara, Cupid, or Kamadev, is one of the eternal associates of Lord Krishna. Jiva Goswami has explained this very elaborately in his treatise, Krishna Sandarbha. Find a discussion of this in the section where is that? Where Pradumna marries Rati, the Usha. No, but first, Pradumna first. Oh no, let's see. Pradumna, how does this happen? Yeah, no, there's Usha and Aniruddha, but there's Pradumna and Rati. I was right the first time, don't confuse me. The son of Rukmini is Pradumna. He gets kidnapped from the maternity home, and he's thrown into the sea and eaten by a fish. Then the fish gets delivered to the kitchen of one demon. Which demon was that? A demon. And the fish is entrusted to, by the cook, to one lady, Rati. And when she cuts open or when the cook actually cuts open the fish, she sees, hey, there's a baby here. So, since they didn't have a pediatrician available, they handed him over to Rati, and he quickly grew up to be a very handsome young man. So at first Rati was taking care of him just like a mother, because he's a baby. But then when he grew up, Rati became attracted to him, like a woman, like a girlfriend or wife. So Pradumna said, whoa, what's this? First you were behaving toward me like a mother, now you're behaving toward me like a lover. So what's going on? She said, no, this is legitimate. Actually, I was your wife in your previous life, and so now we're picking up from where we left off. So anyway, there's an elaborate discussion there, or there is a discussion there in Krishna book about Cupid and Pradumna. And it's quite technical, actually. How, is he Vishnu Tattva? This Cupid is Vishnu Tattva, or he's not Vishnu Tattva? It's all quite high-tech, a high-tech discussion. But the summary is that when Pradumna appears, Cupid is amalgamated within the body of Pradumna. Okay? Kachchit sukham satvata Vishni bhoja dasharhakana maripasa aste yam abhyasin chach Chatapatra netro Nripasana sham parihritya durat. O my friend, tell me whether Ugrasen, the king of the Sattvatas, Vrishnis, Bhojas, and Dasharhas, is now doing well. He went far away from his kingdom, leaving aside all hopes of his royal throne, but Lord Krishna again installed him. So many kings were out of the picture when Kamsa was there, but now he's there. Kachit tare Shaumya Sutta Sudriksha Aste Grani Ratinam Sadhu Sambhaha Asutayam Jambavati Vritadya Devam Guham Yom Pikaya Vrito Gre. O gentle one, does Samba fare well? He exactly resembles the son of the personality of Godhead. In a previous birth he was born as Kartikeya in the womb of the wife of Lord Shiva, and now he has been born of the womb of Jambavati. most enriched wife of Krishna. So he's also called Jambavati Sutta or Samba, Sa-amba. He's always with his mother. So he's called Samba. So Kartikeya is on the same level as Pradumna. And all the demigods appear. Kamadeva appeared as Pradumna, Kartikeya as Samba, one of the Vasus as Uddhava. All of them served in their different capacities in order to enrich the pastimes of Krishna. This is Krishna's business. All the demigods come and they make quite the roadshow. Anything? Any questions?
It is the most enriched wife of Krishna.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Let's see. Oh, Vratadya, enriched by vows. That's the word for word meaning. Enriched by vows. That's wealth also. Yes.
Maharaj, we see in the inquiries how so much of the inquiry in terms of the Yadu, the relatives and things are directly connected to Krishna. And it's done with a lot of devotion and sincerity. But we see now in the human society, like even though like India has got culture and things like that, but a lot of people meet with this inquiry, how's this person and how's that person and everything. But it kind of ends up in a village talk.
It
ends up like village talk.
Village talk.
Not in the same sense as how this inquiry is related to Krishna.
Yeah, that happens because Uddhava is related to the Yadus and we're related to, somebody else, some ordinary people. So the topics don't necessarily lead to, but this is conventional. In one sense, you'd say it's good manners. Like, how are you? One point of view, I don't really care how you are. But if I want to have some relationship, then I'll ask, so how are you? And that's conventional also. It doesn't mean I want to hear your whole medical history. If someone asks you, how are you? You say, well, I just got these tests and, albumin is high and this is low and my scores over here, my T-scores are, this and that. Okay, thank you, Mataji. It's good to know. It's conventional. How are you doing? All right, all things considered. How are you? Just like good morning. We don't say, oh yeah? Good morning, how are you? Of course, after a while, it gets to be like Bhakti Vikash Maharaj was asked these questions so much. He said he was going to get a T-shirt. My health is fine. Yes, I remember you. Yes, you may have my blessings. But when we're associated with devotees, then so many of the questions will be about devotees. So then there's the Krishna relationship is there. But even with the ordinary people, so So how are you? How's your cousin? How's your this person? How's that person? And for different merchants, they know your whole family, because in that way they push forward their their relationship. They'll ask, how's your brother, and how's this, and how's that. Again, this is India more than in the West. In the West it's just like, so what can I do for you? But in India they'll remember your brother and your cousin, and you're just an ordinary merchant, because in that way he has a relationship with you and it's good for business. A preacher also, he'll remember this person and that person and your cousin and but it's for the sake of forming a relationship for Krishna consciousness. So he's using the same conventions and the same, taking advantage of the same principles. But his goal is different. It's not, well, how am I going to turn a profit here? It's how to bring someone closer to Krishna. But here, they're all intimately related with Krishna's, and therefore we're specifically interested. If the conversation had been, so how's your cousin from New York? Oh, he's doing okay. And your daughter, well, she's working for a law firm. And your cousin, yeah, he just graduated from Yale and blah, 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 blah. It wouldn't be in Bhagvatam. What do we care? What do we care? Yat krita Krishna samprashno yen atma suprasidati. We're interested in these questions because they're related to Krishna. We're not interested in every battlefield. We're interested in Kurukshetra because Krishna is there. We're not interested in so many families and so many, how many wives did this one have and how many sons did that one have. We don't care. But because it's Krishna, we're interested. Yes?
Question I have about Prabhupada would say that the pastimes of the saints that are directly related to Krishna consciousness is considered bad. Like I noticed that he was mentioning Jonah.
The Satsu Maharaj tells of this. He's the one who asked the question. That Prabhupada, he asked Prabhupada, is there someone like Joan of Arc in the Bhagavatam? And Prabhupada basically said, why not Joan of Arc of the Bhagavatam? That is to say, the glories of the Lord. Bhagavatam means the glories of the Lord. So in an expansive state, you can say that all these histories of great saints and devotees are part of Bhagavatam. That was Prabhupada's point, I think, on the occasion.
What I'm sort of leading to ask is that because I've heard other devotees speak about, more contemporary saints, and I was thinking, is this a correct thing or not? I'm not relating it so much to India, but what I've seen in the West with devotees, and I was just wondering I'm just seeing whether it's what you think.
What I think? What's the value of what I think? But we're specifically interested in the acharyas and the acharyas in our line, because it's our line. That's where we pick up our instructions, our guidance, our tradition, everything is there. But we may appreciate also people from other traditions who are God-conscious, devoted. That may also be there. But we're not going to, give a Bhagavatam class about, today we're going to talk about Saint Xavier, That's not our duty, but we may appreciate saints from other traditions. No harm. Okay, shall we read a little more? Let's see if we can. So that's Samba. Kshemam sakachchit yuyudhana aste yapalgunal labdha dhanu rahasya lebhenjasad hokshaja sevayaiva gatim tadiyam yatibir durapam. O Uddhava, does Yuyudhana fare well? He learned the intricacies of the military art from Arjuna and attained the transcendental destination, which is very difficult to reach, even for great renouncers. Well, there's quite a purport here. More than a 2-minute purport. The destination of transcendence is to become the personal associate of the personality of Godhead, who is known as Adhokshaja, he who is beyond the reach of the senses. Sannyasis give up all worldly connections, friends, family, children, wife, home, wealth, everything, to attain the transcendental bliss of Parabrahma. To the transcendental bliss of Brahman happiness. But Adhokshaja happiness is beyond Brahman happiness. The happiness that we get from, what is that? Karanalada, it's in Hari Bhakti Siddhodaya. That the yes, that the happiness of, compared to the happiness of devotional service, the happiness of Brahman realization is like the water in the hoof print of a calf. Pretty small. The personality of Godhead, Parabrahma, enjoys eternally a bliss of his own potency, called the Hladini potency. The empiric philosopher who studies Brahman by negation of the external features has not yet learned the quality of the Hladini potency of Brahma. Any last word? Okay. We can stop here.